Hey, you're watching CoolAznTutorials, and today we're going to learn how to ask for a girl's number in 4 languages. Now before we begin, if you don't have any former experience with the language you want to learn how to say this in, I recommend taking extra care to get the pronunciation as best as you can. Otherwise, you might just make a fool out of yourself and make the girl feel really uncomfortable. Now the first language I'm going to teach you how to say this in is French, la langue d'amour. And the way you would say it is Est-ce que tu peux me donner ton numéro de téléphone? Now if you break this down, est-ce que is like a question word, or it shows that you're asking a question. Tu means you, peux means to be able to, donner is give, ton numéro de téléphone is your telephone number. So it literally means, can you give me your telephone number? Now to sound less like a foreigner for French, I guess you want to keep the consonants kind of short, like tu and peu, and you want to roll the R a little bit, like numéro. So again, that phrase in, I guess, slow motion would be Est-ce que tu peux me donner ton numéro de téléphone? And of course, when you actually say this, you'd want to say it at full speed. So it would be Est-ce que tu peux me donner ton numéro de téléphone? Very smooth and kind of just flow with it. The second language I'm going to teach you how to say this in is Mandarin, which is the official language of China and is spoken by people from the mainland and most people from Taiwan. And for those of you who didn't know, there are several different types of Chinese, but Mandarin is almost universally understood. So the way you would say this in Mandarin is 请问你能给我你的电话号码? As some of you can probably tell by the accent I had when I spoke Chinese, I did not grow up in a Mandarin-speaking family at all. But everyone can understand me, so it's all good. The problem most people have with speaking Chinese is getting the tones right. I'll go more in-depth into this if I make Chinese tutorials, but for now, I guess just try to copy the way I say the sentence exactly the way I say it, almost as if you're mocking me. Something I've learned with Chinese is if you pronounce the words pretty well and you speak really fast, the tones don't matter as much. So I guess if you can't get the tones right, just try to pronounce it well and try to say it fast. Depending on the situation, the 请问 can kind of be omitted because 请问 just means excuse me. To play it safe, of course you could just leave 请问 in the sentence and it would be perfectly okay. Breaking the rest of the sentence down, 你 means you, 能 is to be able to, 给 means give, 我 is I or me, 你的电话号 means your phone number. So the grammar structure is kind of reversed from English. So again, the complete phrase is 请问你能给我你的电话号码? 请问你能给我你的电话号码? The third language you're going to learn how to say this in is Cantonese, which is spoken in Hong Kong and southern China, and it's the language you hear in old kung fu movies and Bruce Lee films. So the phrase in Cantonese would be Le hom hoi bei le di wa. As you can probably tell, that is significantly harder to pronounce than the way you'd say it in Mandarin. And that's partially because Cantonese has more than double the tones Mandarin has, and it also kept a lot of the harsher and more nasal sounding noises from ancient Chinese that Mandarin chose to take away. Breaking the sentence down, Le is you, hom hoi means can or cannot, bei is to give, le din wa ho is your telephone number, ngo is me, and a is just like a question word, a word that you add on to show that it's a question. So again, the phrase is le hom hoi bei le din wa ngo. 你可唔可以俾你電話我啊? And the last language I'm going to teach you how to say this in is Korean, which is spoken by several Asian pop stars, some of the world's best b-boys, the guy that helps you at H Mart, and Psy. The way you'd say this in Korean is 전화 번호 주시겠어요? Fortunately, there are no tones in Korean, so it's just a matter of trying to say the sentence as correctly as possible. So 전화 번호 means phone number. 주시겠어요 is can you give me? So it's literally just like, can I have your number? However, with Korean, you would say the same thing different ways to different people depending on the situation. So, 전화번호 주시겠어요? is asking for someone's number in a more flirty way to imply that you're attracted. If you just want to ask for someone's number in a casual way, you would just replace 주시겠어요 with 주세요, which is a more polite way of saying to give. So it would be 전화번호 주세요. So again, the flirty way would be 전화번호 주시겠어요? And the polite way would be 전화번호 주세요. And that's the end of this video. I am not liable in any way of what happens when you use these phrases if anything goes south. But if you liked it, or you felt it was helpful, then you should like this video, subscribe, and share it to some of your friends. Also, feel free to comment below or message me for any tutorial requests, and I'll see what I can do. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you find it helpful. Peace. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend and fellow high school alumni, Henry Han, for making the awesome channel art for my YouTube and Facebook pages. He's made banners for some really famous YouTube celebrities, and you can check out some of his work in the link I provided in the description below. And if you haven't already, you can like the Facebook page here, follow me on Instagram here, or follow me on Twitter or Tumblr here. Okay, I think that's the end for real this time, so see you next time.